Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about The Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear. And it's a sequel to The Naked Gun, and basically it's the same thing, and it's almost the exact same experience, but I think I prefer the first one a little bit more over this movie, in case anyone is curious. Probably just because it came out first, and it's basically just the same thing. Except, like, there are some things that are taken out of it, like the car isn't really a part of the story. And I really loved the car in the first movie. I thought it was so funny. And the humor did work for me overall. And the way information was presented, like building up to a visual gag, was pretty funny. And Leslie Nielsen, I think he's great in this movie. And he's really funny, and I really love this movie's sense of humor, and it's very childish, but not to the point where it turns into cringe. It's like meeting that perfect balance between middle school humor, I guess, and like something that's actually mature and pretty funny. And there's nothing in the movie that's like so far out there that like teens or anyone who would be allowed to watch it wouldn't be able to enjoy it. Like, it's not like too much for kids to the point where they couldn't enjoy it, even if there are some sex jokes throughout the film that will probably go over their heads. But anyways, getting a little off topic, I did like how the main girl in this movie was like, the relationship at the end of the first movie didn't work out, and in this movie he's trying to get her back, and what they do with that is really funny, and I enjoyed that a lot. And this movie, it was never predictable, and using the most obvious joke you could possibly use, and overall it was just good, and it sticks to the formula of the first movie, and stays true to it, and it doesn't betray it, and it's a good movie. And there isn't really much else that you would want from it by the end of it. And also, with this movie being a comedy, obviously things don't necessarily have to make sense, and this movie takes full advantage of that, and it never gets into something that's too stupid to where I would roll my eyes, and it just strikes that perfect balance for me. And as far as the story goes, I think it worked better for me in the first movie, even if like there isn't really much of a story here, and it's not really why I'm watching the movie. But I think the story was just stronger in the first movie, and it had more of a hook as opposed to this movie, because I do feel as though like what story they were telling in the first movie, if you even want to call it that, it was more engaging, and there was more for me in that movie, if that makes sense. I still like this movie, but I prefer the first one, is all I'm really trying to say. And I really like the Naked Gun theme, like the like that one that's used in the opening credits, as I remember it from, and that it's always fun to listen to that, and they don't spam it, and I think it's mostly just a credit song, and it's to get you excited to see what's to come, and it's always fun. Or at least in these first two movies. I haven't seen the third movie yet, so I can't really comment on how that movie uses that theme, if it even does, but I'm guessing it does. In terms of being an actual action movie, it doesn't really succeed in that department, because it's very standard, and it's just trying to be a comedy, like a surface level comedy, which is fine. It doesn't need to have anything super deep or under the surface to keep me entertained. But at the same time, it would have been kind of nice, something like Edgar Wright's Cornetto trilogy. Like, there's like jokes hidden in the backgrounds, and you would have to watch the movie multiple times in order to get those jokes, or at least it's much easier to pick up on them with multiple viewings. But point is, what I'm trying to say is, I don't know if there's anything more in this movie that I would get out of from watching it multiple times. To me, it's kind of a movie that is best experienced with the first viewing, and it's only really as good as that first viewing if you show it to other people who haven't seen it. Is that how I kind of feel about it? Not that it's a bad thing necessarily, it's just something that I would like to mention about it as to why it's not like one of my favorite comedies ever. But overall, this was a movie that I thoroughly enjoyed. It had great jokes, good performances, a fun presentation, and it's thoroughly entertaining throughout. And if you haven't seen it, check it out along with the first movie. And I think they're really fun to watch, especially in a group. So if you were to watch this movie with a group of friends or whatever, then I would recommend doing that. And I think that's how it's best experienced. So definitely check this movie out whenever you get the chance. And with all that being said, I'm going to give The Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear, a 7 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of The Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear, and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and you guessed it's the third one of the Naked Gun trilogy. The Naked Gun 33 and a third, The Final Insult. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.